Hello there, people of the internet. There are a lot of really good hunting bullets out there, but for the most part, if you're gonna, do your own hand loading and whatnot, you're going to research the type of bullet that is needed to go after whatever particular game it is that you're going after. There is some universal stuff, like a lot of your soft point rounds, especially like well-made bonded soft points, that'll handle a good variety of things. And then there's other, like, varmint rounds, which would be more suited for, like, coyotes or various small game. And then there's, like, rounds that are really good at penetrating deeply and holding itself together for going after, like, larger game. Like if you're, I don't know, going elephant hunting or bison hunting or going after your, I don't know, mother-in-law. Who knows what it is that you're deciding to go after. But I think that I have figured out the best bullet design to be the most universal hunting bullets. And it is actually the bullet design that the United States military is currently fielding as its current bullet design. So this right here is M855A1. And this right here, this bullet design, is what it is that we're talking about. We're not necessarily talking about the M855A1, but just the style of bullet that is here. Personally, I would probably lean more towards M80A1, which is the same exact style of bullet. It's just, a 308 bullet, so they can run it in their 7.62 NATO rifles. But the M855A1/M80A1, what this essentially is this is a lead-free, which makes it a good go-to cartridge for the places that legally require you to not use lead bullets. But it's a lead-free round that has this steel penetrator on it. If you're using the 30 caliber round, then this is a much bigger, heavier bullet. But it's got a steel penetrator on it, which is what this gray area, that gray mass right there on the tip of the bullet is. And then this copper piece right there, that is essentially like a copper cup. They call it a copper slug, but it's more like a giant hollow point. And after doing gel tests with this ammunition, you can go watch that on the YouTube channel, it performs extraordinarily well. We get probably about, I don't know, 4 inches or so before we see that that copper cup start to open up and break apart and fragment, which is significantly sooner than what you would see with like a 55 grain full metal jacket or a green tip or something like that, which is one of the reasons why these are so effective against two-legged critters and soft targets. And if we're using it for hunting purposes, then we're going to be going up against soft targets. So that copper slug, that essentially hollow point inside of the cartridge, once that steel penetrator breaks off, once it smacks into your target, and it leaves that hollow point to disintegrate inside of your target, inside of that gelatinous material, it does it extremely well. Personally, I would think that that particular rifle round would be good for like your medium game, like going after deer and whatnot, because it has that copper cup that just disintegrates and it's lead free, and you don't have to worry about, lead poisoning if you eat a piece of your bullet. And it would be exceptionally effective against something like a deer or a hog or a pig or most of the game that most of us would be going across. But if you decide to invest your time and effort into going up against something that was a little bigger, like, I don't know, a moose or an elk or something that has a lot of bone and hide that you have to punch through, this steel penetrator right there can go through a lot. So you have the copper cup to be able to completely break apart and fragment and do just a tremendous amount of damage inside of your medium game animals. And then you have that penetrator to be able to punch into the vitals of your large game animals. So you have a round that should be able to handle basically all the different kinds of game that you might come across. Granted, I wouldn't exactly want to take it squirrel hunting. Smacking a squirrel with an M855A1 might be a little entertaining, but I'm sure that there's not going to be very much left of that squirrel. And anytime I'm hunting something, I'm hunting it to either use the pelt or use it for food, or I'm going to use the animal for something. I'm not just going to be hunting so I can you know, take its life, not unless we're dealing with some kind of varmint or some kind of like varmint or something harassing, I don't know, one of the animals outside or something like that. All right, minor distraction. I totally didn't go off and do other stuff for a couple of days and then come back to finish this video. I think I said pretty much everything I have to say. I have no idea where I left off in terms of what it is we were talking about, though. But I'm pretty sure that I covered why I think this particular bullet design is, in fact, the greatest hunting bullet design, just because of the versatility of how many things you can do with the round. So thanks for watching, folks. I appreciate your time. Like, subscribe, share. Description below is a link to all sorts of stuff. Go check it out. You guys go off. Have yourself a fantastic day. I'll see you on the next episode.
Since I've done this. Bonnie and Clyde be damned. Poor man's Garrett. Shame that bolt-action shotguns aren't more mainstream.